Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about how animation or just digital media in general presents unique opportunities for advancing what God values by inspiring, provoking the mental, emotional, and spiritual levels or minds of people from all age groups. So let's stop and think about how many times God is used directly in an animated film. So not too many times, but enough times that you can probably count it on one hand, and that's only if you're counting VeggieTales as one lump sum in and of itself. So, as many of us know, animation is not the newest field. It's existed for many years, but it's one that's constantly changing and adapting to its surroundings, and it's very rewarding on a spiritual level when you see other people enjoying your creations. I've gained an understanding of this job field because I've been an artist since Lord knows how long, but I've done it from middle school until now in college. And me and my husband have a small business of sorts where I make tiny little doodles and he puts music on top of it that he does, so there's that as well. Um, I've If you're looking for a career opportunity through which you can make a God-honoring difference in people's lives, animation is going to give you a really hard time and it's not going to be easy, but ultimately at the end it's very rewarding because then you get to see other people see your work and you get to see how it changes them as they watch it. And so if you're okay with that kind of thing, then animation is exactly the opportunity that you need. As I go on, I'll explain what the animation field is like and show you, or talk about rather, first that America is always changing, and that as it continues to grow, the need for entertainment is also expanding. Since we as people are continuously forgetting how to be bored, since there's all this stuff around to continuously keep us entertained, and so because of that, the animation and digital media field is very large right now as it is continuously expanding, and so it's got all these great opportunities for people if they want to go out and use God to encourage people through the scripture. So, God in media. So, over the years, God has been portrayed by many people in the movie world. A few of these pieces are animated, but some of them are not, but he's still there all the same. But if we look at general media, he's seldom there nowadays, and usually when he does come out, it's usually in the mouth of a football star who just won some huge game or the Super Bowl or something. But as we know, as America continues to advance and digital entertainment expands, we continuously forget how to self-amuse, and the demand for entertainment, especially digital entertainment, skyrockets. So, as people continuously find new ways to keep themselves entertained through digital resources, it's a wonder that the Christian world hasn't tried to get in on that because it's such a huge expanse. But nowadays, God is portrayed pretty much as a joke. For example, he's either bored of his job, like in Bruce Almighty, so he passes it off to someone else. He allows the world to die so it can be rebuilt for a better purpose, which to some people would think made him look evil, like in the Book of Eli. Or he's portrayed rarely as what we know him like to be loving, like in The Prince of Egypt or Joseph, King of Dreams. Which brings me to my final point. Why aren't we getting involved? As you should know, but might not, both Joseph, King of Dreams and The Prince of Egypt were made by DreamWorks. Now, these are the same people who've made all 4 Shrek movies. They've made The Ring 1 and 2, which are both horror films, and they've also made Sweeney Todd, which was co-produced with Warner Brothers, so I'll give them that. But it's a movie about a murderer who technically never existed, but he has all these different attributes that are portrayed that are technically attributes that murderers in the past had. So it's kind of uncomfortable to think about that. I mean, it's cool that they made Christian movies, but at the same time, it's disconcerting. So Big Idea Productions, also known as VeggieTales, or the producers of VeggieTales, was the only worldwide Christian producing company that ever existed, but its popularity didn't give it much luck when they decided to make Jonah in the 2000s, because ultimately that's one of the straws that broke the camel's back, and the company just failed. And technically the company still exists now, but the original people who made it are no longer with it, and now it's less about God and more about, don't do this, don't bully, be a good person, which was not the original intention at all. So, to just wrap things up, as we know, the world is only getting bigger, and it's just going to continue to get bigger. And what's going to go hand in hand with that is digital media and the digital world. And so, where do we play our part? Well, while it's not the easiest career to pick, if you want to input yourself more in the digital world, it can help us put down a digital footprint, which is a little more healthy than a carbon footprint. But by putting down a digital footprint, other people are going to find it, and they're going to trace those footprints back to us, which will then expand it as people they know are shown in, and so on and so forth. And so, but many Christians that I've met think that being part of digital media isn't a good idea because there's a lot of opportunity to be ripped down or destroyed. And so, yes, it's dangerous. So it's not necessarily for the faint of heart, but God didn't call us to be comfortable. He called us to go out and do. And so if that's not something you're uncomfortable with doing, then it's basically a perfect thing, job-wise. So if you're looking for a job in which employment is vast, but the challenges are practically never ending, then this is something you want to do. If it's something you want to do that honors God and promotes what He values, but it's not necessarily to do that, and you aren't going to be one to shy away, then the digital world, animation, or any other output might be for you. But on the other hand, it might not. It's not, like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. But if you think you can do it, then good. Because I know it's hard, and I do it now. And it's only going to keep getting harder, but I know that it's going to help me. So I'm going to keep doing it.